So it's about to go down. Yes, it is, but I wonder if people are paying attention. So this is going on in Chicago, but of course it's going to be nationwide eventually. And I feel that when May 20th rolls around, because that's the next time the committee is supposed to meet, they're going to put this in place. This proposal will be implemented. And this is what the proposal is. A proposed ordinance in Chicago would grant police the authority to declare snap curfews anytime, anywhere in the city in response to so called teen takeover gatherings. And of course, people are against it because it doesn't make the city safer. Some are saying that it would be potentially unconstitutional and would discriminate against Black and other minority youth. But basically, it's the black youth. So this ordinance would allow Chicago Police Superintendent Larry Snelling to declare a curfew with just 30 minutes notice. Those found in violation would be subject to a fine or community service. But I'm betting that you're gonna it's gonna cost more than that. Chances are you're gonna probably be listed as a felon. You might get in prison, in which case you won't get any due process. And they feel like putting curfews into place is going to cut down on crime when it's already been proven that it doesn't. And of course, during curfews, they disproportionately arrest Black people. That's what happened in 2020 anyway, as well as concern over due process violations. So we talk about 2020 people not getting due process, and here we are in 2025, and everybody's talking about due process for people who are being deported. And not even the people that should be deported. What I want to know is all of those people who moved into those hotels, the Black youth in Chicago had to give up their recreation centers, give up their schools for migrants to move in. Are those migrants being deported? How come nobody's talking about that? Nobody is talking about the migrants that came in on the tail end of 2023 and 2024, where all of that money was being given to migrants. Where are they? Are they still in all of those hotels in New York City and Chicago, wherever? That's who they need to be deporting in mass numbers. But that's not what's being done. That's not what's being done, not at all. So this thing with the and this proposal is called Snap Curfew Proposal. The next meeting is scheduled on May 20th. And I just feel very strongly it's going to be implemented, it's going to be put into place. Next thing you know, you're going to hear about a snap curfew, and mass numbers of young Black people are going to get caught up in it. And of course, it's another way to generate income for the city. So you get picked up, you got to pay a fine. And basically, they just want to give you a police record. And so they want to do all of these things. And basically, they criminalize and being a Black youth. That's what they're doing. Just like they're criminalizing homelessness, criminalizing unhoused people. So one person that's speaking up very strongly about it is well, let me say this first. The ordinance was first introduced on April 16th. Can you believe that? And this is a way to me, this is a test pilot for martial law to see how well they can control the segments of the population that they want to control. Because if you're in the area and they call a snap curfew, I'm Black, obviously, but I'm not young. So what is anybody who gets caught up in the area? they're subjected to get taken in by the police. And to me, that's what they're trying to get to. They're trying to get to where they can take in anybody for any reason. It doesn't matter. And you must keep in mind, during martial law, you have no rights. Go look up martial law. Civil rights are suspended, as if they haven't been chopping away at civil rights enough as it is. So they're just chipping away and chipping away. And I feel that Chicago, being the city that it is, and all the bad news that comes out of Chicago, we know the mayor of Chicago don't give two flying farts about the city. He definitely don't care about black people, as black as he is. So they're going to allow this. This is going to happen. It's going to happen because they have to find some way to institutional to implement to put it in place. This is the reason they're going to give for needing martial law. So I just hope that people are paying attention. And most of this information came from the People's World, which is online. They've been around for 100 years, and they do stories on things that mainstream media doesn't talk about for the most part. And the title of this article is "Chicago Activists Want Support for Teens Not Snap Curfews." It's dated May 12th, 2025, so that was yesterday. And the article is written by Brandon Chu. So check it out for yourselves and delve into the situation, and let's see what's going to happen on May 20th. I believe it's going to be put firmly into place. It's just going to be a rule. And then it's New York, Miami, wherever large groups of young black people have a tendency to congregate. And to me, this is some slave pass law action. It's like, back in slavery time, it could be like more than three black people talking, they were accused of something outrageous. It's like they just trying to control what you can do and control your movement. That's the most important thing, because there's certain areas of Chicago where they don't want no black people there. And it's not just in Chicago. In Atlanta, there was an area, a suburb of Atlanta, Alpharetta, called Avalon. The same thing happened there. Everywhere where there's a lot of white people, they don't want black kids, young black people coming from the inner city, coming out there to their suburban areas, going into their stores and causing chaos. And sometimes they do cause chaos. But this snap curfew proposal, this is the set it off point for martial law. It's a test, and of course they're starting it in a city that's just has a history of being really, really violent. All you have to do is look at those news articles that's put out by that channel. It's always something, some shooting, killing, carjacking, just high murder all over Chicago. So that's why Chicago is the testing ground. So check it out for yourselves. You don't have to take my word for it. Say what you will, say what you want, but this is me having my say.